Hello, my name is Ololade Faniyi. I'm a researcher and graduate student in gender studies at the Institute of African Studies, University of Ibadan. Yes, there's a problem with gender-based violence and toxic masculinity. You find out that gender-based violence and toxic masculinity are intersecting because it's often the ripple effect of toxic masculinity that informs what is gender-based violence. But in true fashion, we understand that gender-based violence does not just happen to women. So also, perhaps we say toxic femininity is also one of the major factor that contributes to gender-based violence. And when we refer to gender-based violence, we're referring to domestic violence, sexual violence, assault as systemic injustice, political injustice. So yes, there's a problem with gender-based violence as it intersects with toxic masculinity in Nigeria. Peer group pressure has created a climate of toxic masculinity as well as social media. For instance, we get on social media and we see a lot of skits or a lot of images that in a way are enabling rape, a culture of rape. We see a lot of Instagram celebrities who would make funny skits where a woman is passing, for instance, and the skit maker touches her, or perhaps a woman is in a pool and the skit maker asks to teach her how to swim and then is touching her inappropriately, and we laugh over these things. So in a way, social media is enabling a culture of rape but covering it with humor, and I call it the act of sexism, ART of sexism, because by doing all of these things, for the skit maker it might just be fun and just fun and a way of just humor. It might just be just an art form, but those who are watching it will think this can apply in real life, and you find out that a lot of peer group pressure as well. While I would not necessarily place much of the blame on peer group as with individual agency, I still understand that when you're in a group, boys tend to cultivate this culture, this collective culture that can inform toxic masculinity, and you find out that they start to exhibit traits informed by what they saw their friends do, because they think that is what being a society's man is. So being a society's man means in a way contributing to gender-based violence, assaulting women, like sexually harassing women on the streets, because my guys do it, so I'm in a peer group and that's what is considered cool, so I have to do it as well. So definitely social media and peer group pressure has contributed to toxic masculinity in Nigeria today. Victim blaming when it comes to rape has enabled a culture of silence and silencing in Nigeria. And so we find out that when the victim is the one who gets the bulk of the blame in rape situations, we find that subsequent victims will come to the realization that if you come out, society is going to blame you, and so they would rather not report cases, and you find out that rapists get away with it because they understand that the system works for them because of the silencing and the silence on the part of the victims. So yes, victim blaming has enabled a culture of silence and silencing in Nigeria, which is very terrible. We can help them by being empathetic. Empathy is the one thing that we need today in our society, and with initiatives like Scream coming together, victims, survivors, advocates, and people who are supporters of the movement, when we come together, even if you don't have the experience of rape, but when you come together and you say, I believe survivors, I believe victims, and we come together and we take that stand and we show empathy, that is the solution to help those who have been blamed. When they realize that there are people around us who are allies, we can solve that problem of victim blaming in society. That is a very hard question, but my advice for them is I believe you, no matter what anybody says. If a woman or a man has the courage to come out and say, I was raped, it takes a whole lot of courage. And to when I see people without even asking for proof, when I see people who first things first, the first thing they say is they have come again, it hurts me, because even if there's no proof, the fact that somebody came out to say this kind of injustice has been done against me, every human should first take a step to, you know, support and help the person collectively find solution in whatever way. If you cannot access the person, be an ally on social media. Make sure you know, gather the tools around you to make sure that these people, you're showing them that there's a necessary support for victims. So my advice to victims is just, I believe you and be strong. You are strong. So thank you.